Welcome, everybody. We're back again. Guess who's back? Back again. Chris and Daryl's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Um,
We
right now,
legit just spent about half an hour talking about completely random shit and some shit we probably could have talked about on another podcast on the road, but we decided to use our platform for our own personal gain.
we have a
And
platform. Yeah. There's some big things in the works that's going to allow us to be part of a podcast that's going to interview somebody
I
that we
am
shouldn't even be around. We shouldn't be around anyone famous, probably, but it's going to be
yes,
good.
and everybody, well, all of our friends that know both of us realize that this podcast is complete and utter bullshit most of the time.
Totally.
A lot of times we talk about stuff we have no business talking about.
Like anything.
But we are funny. We have opinions. We don't care about feelings and everything. And eventually, we're going to do this better. And
Hey, stick with us. We're trying to get better.
we do. I know it doesn't seem like it, but trust us, we are trying. Thanks to Chris, in one of his recent endeavors, he has been able to put us in contact with a D-list celebrity. Would you say D-list?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Ron Jeremy. It's, he's like,
This is a person
everyone knows who this guy is.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
He is definitely somebody you have heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And when this happens, which might be next weekend,
2 weeks
or
3
in
weeks.
the coming weeks, 3 weeks,
Yeah.
just before Christmas or something. When this comes together, when this culminates,
Nice.
culminates.
Fuck!
Culminates, culminates. Okay. It's gonna blow your fucking mind.
Will we be drinking? No.
Chris and I at our best.
Mm-hmm. Or worst.
I think this is gonna be
Hopefully
our best.
best. Hopefully
because
best.
Honestly, we have to be professional.
Yes.
Which is something that's very hard for us, but I am fucking geeked about this to the point where I came home from work this morning, talked to my wife for 15 minutes, came right down here into the lab, fired up my laptop, turned on the TV so I had the big screen to use my laptop, and I fucking started taking notes. I was on Wikipedia. I was on YouTube.
That's big for you.
I have questions, like not just stupid bullshit questions, like questions that are going to get somebody to talk on a topic where
That's
you
big.
and I. And the best part about this is you're like, we have to run this through his press agent. What's up, Phildo? So I'm like, how big time is that we just can't be fucking retards?
True.
Sorry for anybody that's offended by that. But we have questions and we're going to submit them to this dude's agent. And we're like, okay, you can talk about A, B, and C. You're not talking about that one. But he wants to talk about D. So then onto the interwebs we go. Research it a little bit. I think everybody's going to be fucking mind blown. And are we doing it on our page?
So we're going to be able to record it on another page, and we're going to be able to pull up clips of us talking to the person during the podcast. Yes.
So it won't be live here. Like there's not going to be a tripod, but here on Facebook. But this is going to be pre-recorded, and honestly, it's going to be fucking awesome.
It's going to be crazy.
Dude, I am geeked.
Yeah, we have no reason to be around people like that, period. But anyways.
Yes, I mean, we're talking DC list celebrity from the 2000s.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking amazing.
It's in the works.
And you guys are going to like, all of a sudden, you're going to watch the episode and the comments are going to come flying and you're like, you motherfuckers did it. You finally fucking did it.
You fake it until you make it. This might be our
make it. We're going to make it. This might be our make it moment. I mean, that might open doors.
Sure.
Maybe.
Or it might shut every door and lock us in the vault and we'll suffocate.
We're just going to go back to where we were.
I'm cool with it. Either way,
Dude,
who
I'm
cares?
so fucking stoked.
Yeah.
And I really
Yeah,
wish we could. I mean, I was this happy about our new song that Chris had made for us. I'm that pumped about this fucking interview.
Yeah.
This is finally culminating to the podcast that I saw happening when we started this. And pushing this fucking idiot towards this slightly.
I just
And
thought we were supposed to be drunk. No,
you just won't give me that. That's all I need.
No,
dude.
I get you.
Just,
You had the vision.
I do. The vision's there.
Yeah, but
I'm good for not a lot of things, but this is the one thing I wanna do.
But you need the product in order to get the person. You know, it's like Scarface.
Yes,
you get the money, you buy the khakis, then you get the girl. You know what I mean? We have no money, we have no khakis, we have no girls. This is the khakis. That's all we want. Dude, we just
Phil, I did come home from work. I got home at 5:45 this morning. I had a breakfast sandwich from the gas station. I had a fucking Busch Light bottle. I came down here and I put a solid hour into research. My wife, she wanted to talk.
It is not Jaleel White. It is not Jaleel White.
It's not Jaleel White.
I would say at this point he's more relevant right now than Jaleel White.
Yes. And there is 100% anybody that watches or comments through Facebook on this podcast has definitely heard of this person. And I'm sorry 100%. we're beating around the bush here. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag because when this happens, it's gonna be fucking awesome. That's all I have to say. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
It's in the works. It should be second week of December. Got to work out logistics.
Just next weekend, dumbass.
Ryan Day.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, we're not talking about a third base coach. Chad.
Who's Ryan Day?
Fucking asshole coach for Ohio State. Soft ass motherfucker.
Okay, yeah, definitely not him. Yeah, so it's getting there. But you know what? What we did, Daryl, is we were guys that we were just trees, just chopping it. We have rapport, as some people would say. We do. We can bounce off each other.
This podcast has potential.
Sure.
It does. I'm trying to tap that.
Or it should go to Planned Parenthood and just get a coat hanger shoved up the old vagine and just get us sucked out and throw it into a dumpster. Yeah, it's fine. It's either
don't trip on the stairs on your way out.
It's one or the other.
Fall into the coat hanger attached to the vacuum cleaner. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are. Yeah. So it's like I said to
you, dude. I'm pumped.
99%. And again, that can skew. It can go a certain way, and it's not just. Ideally, it's not just a one-off. Ideally, we do
hope
2 or 3 times a year with the same person.
Oh my God, it would be so awesome.
Yeah. This doesn't work. Will you have to change your name again? No, we will not change your name again.
I think we should. Are we in a trust tree? Can I be like?
Of course, circle of trust. Yeah, go ahead.
Are we on the couch? Can we be honest?
Yes.
And I told you this.
Going back 2 adults.
People. Yep.
Okay.
I think
I'll do it.
You made an executive decision without consulting me. But I trust you because you're in charge of all this.
You can have.
If you would have came to me and said, "Hey," with how many people? Because where are the people then?
They all have lives.
Yeah,
you know what?
And so do we.
What one thing about us that we don't have?
We don't have podcast cost me time, sleep, and sex with my wife. Okay.
Cost
I'm not
me
making
time,
anything
sleep.
From this.
It cost me time, sleep, and money. So yes, I agree.
Well, not tonight because I'm driving to Indy in the morning, but I could be at work making a lot of money right now.
Sure.
So don't laugh too fucking hard. Don't laugh too hard.
It's what, $18 for you to suck some guy's balls? Yeah. Now, do you get paid extra if you suck balls?
Yeah.
Because usually it's just shaft work.
You do.
You know.
Yeah.
Have you ever had your balls sucked?
No.
Dude,
my wife has a dick allergy.
Tanya one time slipped down a little bit towards the old nuts, and I was like, oh my God.
Who are you?
Yeah, what is this feeling? I feel like a spring chicken. Yeah, normally nuts you want to protect, you know? You want to, you safeguard them, you know? But then every once in a while...
As long as they're gentle.
And most girls don't know. Most girls don't know.
My wife
Just like guys with boobs.
love punching me in the dick.
Just like guys with boobs. Guys are a little too aggressive with boobs. You gotta do this. You gotta... That's all you gotta do.
I get in trouble occasionally.
Yeah.
I've gotten too excited and yeah.
Can't grab. No, you can't do it.
Yeah, I can't pinch, but my wife can pull them out to here, and it's okay.
That's her. That's her truth. That is
her
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in Memphis. Daryl is in Buffalo, and here we are. Let's get right to it. Daryl, Aaron Rodgers is back practicing. Jets have no chance of the playoffs.
No, they don't. That's not true. They have a shot at the playoffs. They got to run the table. And from what I heard today,
they have a better schedule than most, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my problem with the Jets, not my team. Aaron Rodgers goes down a couple minutes in the week one.
Right.
Done, right? Jets have to roll with Zach Wilson. We saw a little bit of Zach Wilson last year.
I feel bad for that kid. I really do.
He is dog shit. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so
he was overdrafted.
Aaron Rodgers goes out.
Overdrafted.
He was way overdrafted. You throw in Zach Wilson, obviously, because that's your only choice. He plays the game of his life, beats the Bills on Monday Night Football, Week 1. All eyes are on you. All right, great. We know the Jets know.
It's not like
everyone knows.
It's not Zach Wilson is. It's not like he was fucking Joe Montana either. Like I think he had 110 yards or 120 yards against the Bills, but he made he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't make them.
He didn't ball
mistakes.
Out. Yeah,
no.
Sure.
He managed the game just enough. No, yeah,
sure.
He did what he had to do. So you know Zach Wilson's now your guy. Why do you not, as the Jets, go out and get something? Now, hear me out.
Okay.
Cam Newton's sitting around not doing a fucking thing.
I think Zach Wilson's better than Cam Newton right now.
I would vehemently disagree with you.
Okay.
I would go out and get Cam Newton.
Okay.
Where's Carson Wentz these days?
He's praying to Jesus.
The Browns have Deshaun Watson go down and go out and get Joe Flacco.
Yeah, he's starting this week. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't the Jets do anything? Zach Wilson is a steaming pile of shit. And what do you have behind him? Tim Boyle? That motherfucker should not be in the NFL. He shouldn't even be coaching high school.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's starting this week for the Jets.
Who?
I don't think they're
Boyle.
Boyle. Yeah, they're not rolling with Wilson right now.
He's fucking bigger dog shit. The Jets with that defense, their offense isn't bad.
The Jets in Cleveland are the same team.
Why did they not just go out and get somebody? And honestly, if they would have went out and got Cam Newton, Joe Flacco in week 2, week 3, the Jets would probably be sitting in second place in the AFC East right now.
What I don't get is why did the Jets try to trade for somebody either? Like, there's some other people there that are on other rosters that you could go and just get for a way late round pick.
Yeah.
And see what's up. So, anyways, Aaron Rodgers.
So, blows his Achilles
days
out.
Away.
Right?
Yeah. So they say.
All right. So the conspiracy theorists are saying it didn't happen. And they're saying it's a high ankle sprain.
No, you can kind of see something snapping there.
You saw the fucking ripple effect where his calf muscle, his Achilles, whatever, broke, and it just went fucking whoop, 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 up his leg.
And I don't know.
We all saw it.
And let me ask you this question real quick.
I'm not a doctor.
Me either, obviously, because I'm in a hotel room in fucking Memphis.
I'm in a fucking mold and fused back room of my fucking house right now.
Ghetto.
In the ghetto.
There has to be varying degrees of that kind of thing, right? Like Kobe's, you could see was fucking straight up.
Yeah,
Kobe's,
I imagine there's full, there's partials, and there probably a strain. Watching that video,
it looked like a full.
Yeah,
it looked more full than Kobe's, and Kobe was out for 13 months or something like that.
Yeah. So as soon as this happened, and Aaron Rodgers legit went and said, "I want Kobe's doctor," because he wanted to jump right back. He's like, "If Kobe can come back, I can come back in the same time frame, whatever."
Sure.
So, what you said, here we are, 80 days out from allegedly blowing out his Achilles. He's starting to practice. You see him. You've seen him the last couple of weeks. They've shown him on TV. He's kind of mobile. He's out there. And everybody's like, well, why? Why would you want to come back to this dumpster fire? And now I heard today on First Take or something. I was at the bar this morning. He said he will not come back. He won't play if the Jets are completely out of it.
Okay.
If they've got a shot,
kind of in, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're at 4-7. They can still run the table, get to 9-7. Again, tall order. It's a tall order. Yes.
Yeah.
So he's like, if it comes down to it, he goes, I'm not going to come back. But the fact that he's going to start practicing in his 21-day window is open, you either wonder, and a lot of people are going back to the whole COVID, the night retreat thing that he went on, and the fact that he just doesn't believe in regular medicine. He just does his own shit. Is he right? Did those things work for him? They might work for him, but they're not going to work for us. But
one thing we've learned about the medical industry is that 90% of what they tell you is what they've heard. And there's a lot of shit out there that is available that the medical industry denies. I mean, look at weed, for example. Like for our lives growing up, people that smoke weed are losers. People that smoke weed are this or that. And the only way to get rid of back pain is from opiates. Well, all that shit's come out like gangbusters in the last few years, where marijuana is probably a better resource than any opiate you can take. It's not addictive. It's better for you.
Wait.
Go ahead.
It's not? It's not?
No, it's not. No, weed is not addictive. No, weed is not addictive. It does not have any addictive properties.
Okay. I didn't know that. Because I don't know much about it.
There's not one documented case of anyone ever overdosing on weed and dying.
There we go. And there we have it. Right? Because weed's the gateway drug, right?
Well, I mean, I started with weed and then went immediately to acid. I would have done acid before weed.
Well, you think you're a gypsy and you have all these hippie tendencies and shit. You would obviously gravitate towards that. That would be your path. I get it.
Yeah, well, so here's the deal too with weed. There's a certain age where what's that shit that people have where they just go crazy? Not Democrats.
Wives.
Yes, wives. Not wives. Not menopause either. Schizophrenia. Thank you. Schizophrenia sets in between paraphrase me, but it's like 18 to 25, right? And so there has been documented cases of people that are in college and the first time they try weed, all of a sudden, a few months later, they develop schizophrenia. That's not necessarily because of weed. It's because they were already predestined to have schizophrenia. It's because it's in the window. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like if certain sets of diabetes or whatever the fuck sets in here, you can kind of say that there's a correlation between bad diet or whatever, but like at a certain point, you're in that weird window. So a lot of times I think unfairly throughout history with marijuana in general, people have said that that has a propensity to make you schizophrenic, but it really doesn't. It just doesn't. Now, if you were to be someone that just hops into acid or mushrooms, something like that, maybe that can trigger things faster. I have no fucking idea. But if you go talk to any doctor, you know, in the last 3 years, what we've learned more than anything is that the medical industry is a business. It's not about making you feel better.
Business first.
Yeah, it's not about making you feel better. Even the fact that if a doctor prescribes certain blood pressure medicines or cholesterol medicines, they get a kickback on all that shit.
Yeah, I found out that I could eat grapefruit daily, little chunk of grapefruit or whatever. It would lower my blood pressure naturally,
100%,
rather than being on the 2 pills every day that I'm on.
Yeah, yeah. And what do those 2 pills do to
your
body?
Why are they not telling you?
Yeah. Most doctors, what they're told, they look at other avenues to make you feel better. And that's the problem, too. There's no consultative way to wellness. There just isn't. The way to wellness is pills. But you know what? That keeps the old ball and chain in business, so I don't give a shit. But yeah, I think that's a big thing, too. So maybe he found some alternative therapies that has helped him get better. Maybe.
Yeah.
You can't say that ayahuasca made him feel better.
Good for him. Yeah.
By the way, we should go to Peru and do ayahuasca. We should do it together. It's me and you in a hut. We drink this juice.
So going to the spirit world.
30 minutes later, you throw up. Then maybe you shit your pants. Who hasn't?
Well, if we're doing this in the hut, we're not wearing pants, right? There's no pants.
We need to do like an ayahuasca podcast. With our
So we were just talking about how we're legit moving the needle on this podcast forward in a great direction. And now you're like, yeah, we just need to get fucking hallucinated jugs in a fucking teepee, being naked, and let's see what happens.
No, so you and I can be like a litmus test for the rest of the population. You know, like our job is to help our friends get better. You know.
Yeah, all of you listening out there and watching, we're gonna do this for you.
We're doing this for you.
You don't have to.
Hear me? Yeah. So I think so. Do you think he found alternative therapies? I'm sure he's into whatever. I'm sure he's into whatever's going to make me feel better. And also, I think there's something to be said, too, when you're on the injured reserve list in the NFL, they don't test you for other things. Okay?
That I don't know.
So then you go into the 21-day window, and after the 21-day window, I believe that's when they start testing you for all the other things. So, for example, if you partially
what
tear
other
your shoulder,
things are they illegal? At what point?
Well, steroids are illegal. Steroids are illegal. Like PHP, where they kind of spin your blood and re-inject the blood back into the place. Like, I don't think that's frowned upon because it's still your own shit.
Unless you're doing something
stem cells. Stem cells. I like stem cells. The other day, I found this partially born baby in a dumpster, and I drank its fucking fluid. I feel fucking great, dude. I feel great. You know? That's all you need. You just gotta... You can't... If you do this, all the spinal fluid goes away. But if you twist and then suck, that's how you get it. It's more of like a this motion, and that's how you get all the spinal fluid out of a baby. If you find the baby alive in a dumpster, if it's a dead baby in a dumpster, that does not count. You can't do that. So maybe Aaron Rodgers just perused dumpsters around proms. I don't know. Maybe he did. It's kind of prom season, right? Winter ball, at least. So
definitely.
Here's my theory.
Winter ball. What the fuck did
So homecoming. So Aaron Rodgers. This hot take. Aaron Rodgers, he's in New Jersey now. Lots of high schools, okay? Lots of kids fucking, right? Daryl, hear me out. I know Aaron Rodgers is your boy. Aaron Rodgers is not the celebrity that we're talking about. Aaron Rodgers drove his Range Rover around to different dumpsters outside of proms or outside of homecomings. Grabbed the partially alive babies that were born, and then he out, and that's what made his. Now he's fine.
Great.
Now he's fine.
It's like February twirls, I think they were called. Oh yeah.
Valentine's Day dances.
There?
Valentine's Day dances. So he went out to Valentine's Day dances, dumpster babies. There's probably, 30 or 40 in the greater New Jersey area. There's a lot of kids getting pregnant.
Oh, yeah. Jersey Shore, they just.
For sure. They actually have, I don't know if you know this, Daryl.
I'm like, I knew as soon as Kristen popped in, I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck did Holland used to call their midwinter dance? And it was February twirl or some shit. I was like, I was struggling to get there.
I heard in New Jersey, this is what I heard, speculation, that there's actually a seat that you sit in on top of a dumpster in the back of the high school, and you shit your dead baby. And you shit your dead baby into there. But it's still alive. And Aaron Rodgers would be underneath it. And then he just crack your baby's head and suck like the fluid out.
Lobster and that's why tail crab leg.
Yeah. He went to Red Lobster. He got the little
how did we get here? All right. Yeah, there's mad conspiracies going on around whether or not he actually tore his Achilles, how bad it was. And then they're like, well, if he tore it, why wasn't it reported to the NFL? How is this dude coming back?
Well, they did report it to the NFL, right?
I don't know.
How about this? It's also because he may or may not be unvaccinated. Maybe because he's not vaccinated.
Guess what? I told Krista this the other day. We went to Home Depot and picked something up, and there's a plasma place. And a friend of mine goes there and donates plasma. And you get like $50, $100 like whack for that. I go, my fucking unvaccinated sperm and plasma is going to fetch top dollars.
So unvaccinated sperm
I'm going to make a lot of money.
$3,500 a pop.
How much is a pop?
I think one load.
So it doesn't matter how many ounces? It doesn't matter? It's just... splat.
Well, here's the deal. I think day one, you're probably popping off at $3,500. Day two, you're probably at $1,700.
$16.
That's so weird. It's so weird. Comes weird, dude.
So yeah, it's just All right.
But then let's say you fuck 5 days in a row, okay?
Shoot me down.
Hear me out. So day one of fucking, full load. Day two of fucking, 0.3 of a load, right? Day three of fucking, medium load. Day four of fucking, double day one. For some reason, your balls are just like they're rowing in fucking full speed. You know, you gotta build it back up. You know, I think so. So Aaron Rodgers is drinking cum from unvaccinated men. That's hot take.
Hey, whatever gets you coming back to full practice 79 days later after fucking blowing your Achilles out live on national TV.
Okay, so hear me out.
More power.
What if you did this? You dumpster dive. Get a partially alive baby. Crack the baby's head open. In the dumpster, obviously. Okay?
Yeah, I'm fucking awful.
You take your
Make
knife out.
sure our future guest does not watch this.
Sure. Totally unrelated to our podcast. You cut the baby's spinal fluid open. You put it in a funnel. You get 4 unvaccinated men to come into the funnel, and then you just shoot it down. I think you're fucking good, dude. I think he's coming back to the table late, in my opinion. If he's doing all that, if he's drinking prom baby spinal fluid and unvaccinated cum, that's what he's been drinking. That's what you're saying.
I'd say this. This is all coming out of whatever's going on inside that fucking gigantic.
No, that's what you. No, you just said that.
No,
so
I did not say
Aaron
that.
Rodgers. You said allegedly. You said Aaron Rodgers is putting aborted half alive baby spinal fluid.
Erroneous on all counts.
Into a bucket. Would it be a bucket or like a colander? Let's say colander.
No, like, isn't a colander like a strainer?
Well, yeah, you got to get the blood and bones out. What are you, a nerd? You can't drink bones?
Please
What are you,
move
a
on.
psychopath?
Please move on. Please.
Stupid. And then he drives. He's like, and then those guys jack off into the colander.
Spittoon.
Spittoon. Thank you, Phildo. Finally, someone has some fucking logic here. It's amazing that he wasn't back the next day. One little Tony Soprano drive around New Jersey. He's got so much unvaccinated cum and so many dumpster baby fucking spinal fluids. He's good. He's good.
Isn't it like stem cells?
Yeah. 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 Sure.
All right, so let's move on since we're talking about the NFL. Because I just can't do this anymore.
I could just keep doing this.
Yes, I know you can.
So, Daryl, wait. Wait, I got hot off the press. Many people have said that. How do you feel that many people say that you have said that Aaron Rodgers is coming back way sooner than normal because hang on, I got to read this here. He has cut the heads off of dumpster babies and then swallowed a bunch of guys' cum. What do you feel? How do you feel? Like, what's your statement on how people are saying?
If that is cutting edge, then I guess I'd be all for it. Because I could have used it for what I went through. Because he's coming back way quicker than I did.
So in your profession, when you were out of work and just sucking dick, was it predominantly vaccinated cum that you were swallowing, or just like?
Yes. I
okay.
No, unvaccinated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the people with the shots and the boosters, I didn't service them.
So you charge less, probably. You still got to eat.
I just did not service those people.
Wow. All right. Well, good for you.
I discriminated, and rightfully so.
Everyone has a soapbox, and you stood on yours. I'm proud of you.
I did.
Good for you.
I kneeled on it.
Good for you. Blackface kid. Go ahead.
Yeah, so there's a dude, he's what, 10, 12? I didn't catch his age.
What I think we should do with the blackface kid is let Aaron Rodgers cut his spine open and suck his shit out so just can get the Jets to the Super Bowl.
Please stop.
What?
So he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's a mulatto.
So they caught him at a recent game.
He's a mulatto, but half of his face was really embarrassed because it was red.
I tried to be serious about this.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Right,
sorry.
So he's like 10, 12 years old?
Yeah.
He wore a traditional tribal chief, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to step on anybody's toes here. I'm not well versed in it. Like a tribal chief headdress.
Yeah, but who is? Okay.
And he had like the proper face paint. And he was rooting the Kansas City Chiefs. And
so was it?
So we got a picture of him and said,
was it proper to his tribe?
Correct. Yes. He's Native American.
That face paint was proper to the tribe that his parents and his dad
and that he is part of.
Wow. Yes. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, great.
Yes. So that is why he did that. It wasn't just to throw on blackface or half blackface or whatever and throw on a headdress and go out there and beat a drum and go woo 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 woo. He just didn't do that. That's part of his heritage.
So half blackface means he's like half wrong, right?
I don't know. Was it? I'm so glad this is over in 26 minutes.
Like Obama's half white and everyone says he's black. What are we doing here? I mean, come on.
So they want to cancel this kid.
Yep.
They want him removed. They don't want him at games. They legit want to cancel a 12-year-old kid over this. So this kid goes to a Kansas City Chiefs game.
Mm-hmm.
Another NFL professional sports team named after an Indian tribe that hasn't been canceled yet, like the Cleveland Indians were. And they come after this kid. And they don't have a clue what he's standing for.
I love it.
See? Me too. I love it because these people are just getting fucking owned. Sit the fuck down, Karen. I love it. And this is the same time this is happening when another Indian tribe is now petitioning the NFL to reinstate the Washington Redskins name.
I love it.
And it's actually catching steam. They want to bring it back. And their whole stance is the logo of the Redskins was actually a chief, and I read about it. I looked it up, and I cannot remember his name, and I apologize for not knowing. But he was a legit chief in the tribe, and that was where the Redskins were formed. That is why they did that back when they became a football team. So there's now a group of Indians petitioning the NFL to say, "Hey, we want
Chief Z.
Yeah, we want to be recognized again. You took it away from us. It was a knee-jerk reaction, just like all the fucking high schools now. Every one of them that had to do with the Chiefs, Indians, anything like that, Warriors, they all got to fucking change their name."
No, I agree maybe with changing like a Redskin name.
Why?
Why? Just like
why? So if that high school was created back in the 1920s and it was created and it was on like predominant Indian land and it was predominantly Indian people and it was a gesture of good faith that we want to honor you. We want to thank you and whatever. If it's that, why would you want to change it? And I think every one of those was done at. It was never done in jest. I think every one of these schools that was named after an Indian tribe, like Iroquois, I forgot what the fuck they were, the Chiefs. The Lancaster, used to be the Lancaster Redskins. They changed their name 10 years ago, and they were pissed about it. West Seneca had to change one of their fucking. Everybody's really upset about this because what are we doing? What are we doing? We are erasing history. And what did we say before when we're pulling on the statues and shit? Those people that fucking remove history are doomed to repeat it. Mm-hmm. And we're going to end up back there again. And what's going to happen? This shit's going to hit the fucking fan. Why can't we leave well enough? Are we going to change the Chicago Blackhawks? Are they gone? Kansas City Chiefs? Gone? Anybody with those names have to be gone. If you're doing one, you got to do them all.
I don't
believe in that. I'm so pissed
I don't mind Warriors
that we're doing this. Huh?
Here's I don't mind Chiefs. I don't mind Warriors. What I do mind is, and again, like I don't have a fucking dog in the fight, right? But like Redskin is typically a negative sentiment made up by white people to identify a certain race, right? So why couldn't it be the Washington Warriors? Why couldn't it be the Washington Warriors where you get away from the fucking name, right? But Washington, we're going to name it Washington Commanders, right? Or whatever the fuck they are, right? Generals, right? What are they? What are they right now? Commanders.
They weren't anything for a year. They were just Washington, which was fun.
A commander is a white person in an army, and those people killed the Indians. So you basically said, we're not going to be the Washington Redskins anymore. Yeah. So why not just call it Washington Smallpox Blankets? Let's do that. We got rid of the Indians with those.
I mean, the Cleveland Indians mascot was just a made-up cartoon kind of.
Chief Wahoo, little offensive.
Yeah, Chief Wahoo. And again, it was.
So do what it was.
But the Redskins logo was an actual Indian chief who they were honoring by doing that. So now you're just fucking, and now you're just done with it.
Why not call the Warriors?
I don't
The
know.
Warrior is a strong sentiment. Redskin is anti-sentiment.
But now they're getting even teams, like high schools now with the Warrior. Any sort of shit
Yeah,
like that, it's gone.
but you know what didn't happen? Iroquois didn't name their fucking school district differently.
They're changing it all now.
They're not going to be Iroquois anymore?
I don't know if they're going to be Iroquois. I mean, I imagine that's going to be next. They're going to change it to fucking Alma/Marilla Central School, but they were the Chiefs. They're not that anymore.
Chippewa is going to be renamed to the place where Marshawn Lynch ran over a lady.
Yeah.
Avenue.
Marshawn drive by or drive over.
West Seneca is going to be like fat chicks that date black guys.
Yeah. I'm over it. I'm really kind of pissed about it. And I'm pissed that, like Phil just said, fuck your feelings. I'm done with people and feelings. That's why I love Matt Rife, not giving a fuck. And I think people now are so tired of tiptoeing about other people's feelings.
I do love that.
And guess who's leading the charge here? That the Redskin name was offensive.
Ooh.
Oh yes, you with your hand up in the back.
Yeah, thanks. White people. Yeah.
And guess what? People. It's the white people that have fucking purple hair, have a fucking pronoun. They're the ones leading the fucking charge here.
Yeah. Like, so unless you go and say, we're going to rename the town of Seneca, we're going to rename the school district of Iroquois, West Seneca, East Seneca, whatever, right? We're going to rename that. We're going to rename Iroquois. Then the mascot's indifferent. You're still on the land. Give up all the land. Give the land up then, you fucking dicks. Like, I was at a place.
You could have it. Please fucking build more casinos because I love those.
Yeah, but I don't get it. I do love that we're at a place now where there seems to be the journalistic kickback, right? So before it was just like a journalist could do whatever, like So, and this is the last question. Daryl, how would you say people are saying about you that if you would just kill yourself, there'd be no war in Ukraine? What do you say about that? Like, that's how they would phrase things. And you go, like, what people? Well, we can't name our sources, but like, there's people that have said, like, so finally there is the journalistic kickback where you get some asshole that puts this, let's call it what it is. It's a news article. It's a fucking blog post, right? About some kid, and it only takes a vantage point from one fucking side.
Yes.
And finally there's kickback on the fucking guy that wrote the fucking article, because 2.5 years ago, it would only that. It's the same with that kid in front of the Capitol. It's the same kid.
Yep.
And that kid got bank. I hope this kid's family gets so much fucking money. I'd rather we
more eyes, more publicity on this.
100%.
Yep.
How can you trust anything else that this guy writes? Because isn't like what happened to like journalistic integrity?
It's gone.
It doesn't exist anymore. It's gone.
No, it's been gone for a while.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't have a fucking thing dude, ever.
My whole thing is like during this COVID bullshit. Can you imagine going to college to be a journalist? You want to write stories. You want to report the news. You want to do all this shit. You get hired by a news station. You're like, here's my shot. My foot's in the door. And they say, hey, you have to write this story. And it's complete and utter bullshit. I don't care about which way you lean, what your view is, but you have to put this story out.
Yeah.
And you got to tell this, publish it to the public, and you have to sell it. Even though you don't believe it.
You have to say this way. Yeah. Fuck that.
Dude, no. Why? And it's just, and people are wondering why there's so much turnover right now in the news station. Like, all these people are leaving the news. For one, most of them are fucking getting old. They need to go. out the pasture.
Sure.
But even the young
Yep.
kids, they're catching on to the absolute epic bullshit that they're promoting, and they're like, you know what? I don't buy this anymore. I'm not saying it. I'm not going to go on air and tell you that you should get your 15th booster because it's going to protect you and your neighbor. We all know it's bullshit. We all know. The eyes that are, I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, we're all woke now. But the eyes that are open, it's incredible.
It's getting there. Yeah, I think the tide is like definitely shifting back the other way. 100%.
The whole thing is like, oh, we don't trust the government. We don't believe anything everybody says. Like, I'm okay listening, but it's okay to form your opinion and just realize that.
And how many stories
if
of
it
this?
Walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck.
Aaron Rodgers is going to snap its neck, suck its spinal fluid, drink some cum, and get back in fucking 78 days.
So, we're talking about how shitty the NFL is. There you go, Phil. This is where I was trying to do the fucking segue. We had a little
good
NFL
segue, Phildo.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. So this kid's like 20 years old. I think he like started to do shit through. You spelled that wrong. Okay, the segue. That's the one you ride on, like Paul Blart. He started like put himself through school. Catching photography jobs and shit like that.
Good job, Phil.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, Robin. You gotta laugh in the background and be awkward.
So
fat and black.
He befriends Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Tyreek's like, yo, I want you to do some, photography just on the side for me. So he does that. And Tyreek's like, hey, I can get you in the NFL. I'll get you a job being a photographer for our team.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, let's go.
Sick. Right.
All this shit's going on. He's fucking doing his job. He works with Tyreek and all this other stuff. And he's got his foot in the door. He's 20 years old. Kid basically has, in his mind, his fucking dream job. He's like, this is what I want to do.
Yep.
There's only up from here. Tyreek Hill scores a fucking sick touchdown, runs in the end zone, looks, sees his buddy, does his photography, runs over, grabs his camera, does a backflip, holding on to the camera.
Right.
Gives it back to him. Week later, they suspend this guy. Or I think suspend him, maybe fire him. I'm not sure how.
No, suspended. Yeah,
suspended.
Yep.
And the kid's like, what the fuck did I do? I did nothing wrong. I did my job. An NFL superstar grabbed my camera, did a backflip, handed it back.
Probably the MVP. Should be.
He's in a talk. He could be. There's still 5 weeks to go, but. And then Tyreek's like, fuck the NFL. I'm paying this kid's salary. Whatever he's owed the rest of the year, I got him until he's reinstated.
Good for him. Good for Tyreek. The Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, okay, he's suspended for the entire year, and he might not have a job after that. But I'll tell you one thing. Now that this story's out there, that kid's going to have work forever.
The Miami Dolphins.
Like, fuck the NFL. The NFL's the no fun league. It was trending the other day on Facebook or Twitter or X or whatever, and I saw it trending, the no fun league. And I saw this story. I was like, this is where you're at. Goodell, this is what you're doing with your product.
Well,
and then the next day, Von Miller beats the shit out of his pregnant fucking girlfriend and runs away from the cops.
Daryl, that story is becoming 100% recanted. There's text messages from her to other people where she's even saying everything's getting blown way out of proportion.
Adam Malice back on Facebook from his bullshit ban.
Hey, look at you.
He's got a lot of flat earth.
Here's my question to you. What is the difference between, let's say, a defensive player makes a fumble recovery, right? Which happens all the time. the first thing that they do is the NFL's been trying to be like soccer for like the last 3 years. So you pick up you dive on a ball, right? It's your possession. Your offense is coming on the field. All the defensive guys, because some offensive guy dropped the ball, they run to the end zone and they do this shit.
The length of the field.
Yeah. Yep. What's the difference between that and pulling a cell phone from some kid?
Yeah.
There's no difference.
They pick it up on the 18-yard line and run in the end zone. They go 82 yards the other way, 7 or 8 of them, and fucking start posing
and they're all doing
shit.
And they're doing like.
Why is there not a flag for that?
No, because the NFL wants to be like soccer. If soccer,
they don't.
They do. They're being that. There's a very soccer celebration. It just is. It just seems very like.
Yeah, the NFL is becoming more soccer. I mean, I saw Josh Allen flop. Like either you could take your pick, either LeBron or fucking soccer the other night. Dude got touched. Guy 6'5", 245 gets touched and just like.
He did sell that one. He did.
So
I agree.
The NFL's complete and utter bullshit. It sucks.
You know what I hate about
remember this?
More than anything,
hate it.
Is in college it's kind of sneaking into college too. The NFL is more on how the refs see the game versus how the game's actually being played. And it's not consistent from one game to the next. Like it's so funny. Like, let's say the Eagles are the number 1 seed in the NFL. And this is not like about the Bills-Eagles game. But in the playoffs with Bill Belichick, let's say you get in the playoffs and you're on Bill Belichick's team. His thing is play hard as fuck and let them call it, and then we'll see how they're going to call it. So cornerbacks grab receivers off the line. Cornerbacks get their hands around receivers, around the waist of receivers and stuff like that. And they kind of gauge how it works. And there shouldn't be a litmus test every time you're on the field to play a fucking game. Right now, it seems like the NFL is more about how the officiating team is seeing the game than how the game is actually even being played. It's like, when in our lives have you ever seen where it's a totally incomplete pass and still you wait for the flag to be thrown? You know what I mean? What? Are you dying?
I'm watching the end of the Washington Oregon game.
But like, what? It just seems like we've been conditioned even over the last 5 years that if there's a incomplete pass, guy drops it, no big deal. Go set up again, 3rd and 10, and you wait for. There's times where even a receiver has a ball in his hands, drops it completely, no one's around him, and he still does this for the fucking flag. It's too much. They're putting way too much of a premium on. I think there's 17 officials in the NFL. There's 17 total.
Oh, incorrect.
I think that's how many there are per game.
Can you? Oh, okay. I was going to say, can you finish the sentence here, or are you just going to throw out a just ignorant number per game?
I think there's 17 per. How many other? I don't know. We have fucking producers produce
8 or 9 on the field, and then they have 2 or 4 dudes on the sideline in the black coats, which was a conspiracy theory years ago when something happened and the Bills fucking screamed about black coat refs come out of nowhere to make a call. Well, that's why they're there, dumbasses. I hate the Bills Mafia.
Okay. Okay, we get it. And you hate Ohio State. You hate the color red. Just fucking take your emotions out of it, dude. The officiating department.
I'm probably one of the person that can fucking unbiased say a lot of this shit.
That's not true.
Some of you motherfuckers, it's 100% true.
That's not true. There's 7 on-field officiating positions: referee, umpire, umpire, down judge, line judge, side judge, and back judge. there's 7 on-field people.
And then I think there's
like
4 on the sideline.
It just seems like no matter what's happening, it just seems like everything's predicated on how the officials see the game on that specific play. Like, I love nothing more than if, like, when it gets to the playoffs, they kind of let players play. Why not let that be the premium?
I mean,
You know what I mean?
we can completely agree for some reason, and people want to say it's conspiracy. Some people want to say it's scripted. Some people want to say it's Vegas. Whatever side of the fence you're on, the referees this year are having a bad year. And I agree with anybody who is standing on the rooftop shouting that these refs need to be held accountable. Where this gets right is in baseball. Now that they have the automatic bullshit, strikes and balls and shit, they can score the umps literally down to like tenths of points. Where you see this one ump call the game, he missed one call, ball strike. It wasn't in a big spot. It was second inning. Call the ball, should have been a strike. That was the only call he got wrong. That ump gets graded high. He's going to get more games. Angel Hernandez, who cannot see a fucking thing, cannot make the right call to save his life, grades out one of the worst ones ever. He ain't getting shit. And how they keep putting him in big games, I don't understand it. But I think that basketball refs, football refs, hockey refs all need to be graded. They need to be looked at week in and week out and say, hey, listen, you missed fucking 7 blatant calls right in front of you.
Yeah.
You are not working next weekend.
I think the backlash on the Eagles in general, and they deserve to be whatever record they have, 10-1 or whatever it is. They're a good team. But they played the Dolphins the week before they played the Bills, and the penalty differentials were basically the same way. Now, you can go back and look in real time and see 1,000 different calls that 1,000 different people miss, and that's fine. But, like, to me, it's also a NFL league issue where it's impossible for me to be guarding you and me to not try to put my hands on you when you turn. Like, to me, like, we need to, like, the defensive holding thing, if it's egregious, it's one thing. If you run into me and I put my hands on you to try to catch my balance and try to, like, reposition my body, and I still follow you, like, so I didn't hold you, I didn't pull you down, I didn't pull your uniform, I got my hands on you a little bit, and because you ran into me to go do a fucking 8-yard out or something like that, to me, it seems like that can't be defensive holding because you initiated contact.
Yeah.
So what at the utmost, we should make that reviewable and amend the rule a little bit to say, all right, was contact made by the offensive player first, therefore that guy grabbed, and there was no impediment to the route, there was no impediment to the ball or any of that shit. I get pass interference. The ball's in the ball. There was one in the Bills game the other day where Diggs had a hand being pulled down and his uniform being dragged down, and a ball is clearly in the air. It's clearly pass interference. Pass interference. I don't care about missing that call because that shit happens, right? But, like, if a tight end sprints up and hits a linebacker, and this was not a call, I'm just saying in general, right? So you don't get all pissy about the Bills. But if a tight end sprints off the line, smashes into a defensive player, and then still goes on his route, it can't be on the defensive player to just do this the whole time. Like, I think it's...
So he does that, he's on his heels, he gets blown off, and that tight end runs his route and catches a clean ball where that guy just got... He can't put his hands on you?
And they call holding on that. And the holding calls on that is completely arbitrary. And it's from... I actually think that they should round robin. It's probably totally impractical, like, from a logistics standpoint. But, like, I don't believe officiating teams should be teams at all. I think you should round robin that shit. So there's no cohesive unit. It's how I see the plays. You know what I mean?
And it's tough too. Like even with college football, they have like Big Ten refs. All refs from the Big Ten ref this game. Why are we having these guys? Why are there just all Big Ten refs? Why are there SEC refs? Why are there Pac-12 refs? Why are there ACC refs? Why do you have that?
No, have a ref.
You look into
union
any of
inside
these refs, and at some point they have a rooting interest from growing up, where
That's
they
fine.
live, to a certain team. But why do you have that? You don't hear that in the NFL. You have a crew, and it changes week in and week out. These guys are working with different people. I
don't know if it does. I don't know if it does. And
you think the same 7 refs go from Bills, Eagles to do Giants, Patriots to do whatever? You think they stick together?
I do. I think that's how it is.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
But you kind of want.
I don't want to believe that's the. I don't want to believe that's the thing, but because I hate it in college football.
You kind of want measures of consistency either way. So I get having a team in place, but there are certain. This is why I think it's the case. There are certain groups of refs that call that type of holding that we just talked about, and there's certain refs that don't. Like you can say like there's holding on every play.
Which there is. We know this, right?
Okay, sure. But if the right tackle is holding somebody on the right side and the runs to the left, why call it?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
To play. It's not involving that guy's not going to get there. Yes.
Even with the Bills, right? So like when Josh Allen gets rushed, typically 90% of the time he breaks out to the right. If you call holding on the defensive backfield on the left side.
No. Fuck. That's game.
We're doing a podcast. Relax.
Dude, it's fucking college football playoff. The championship games. Fuck.
If you call on the left side, to me it shouldn't be holding. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be holding.
No.
It just seems ridiculous to me.
It doesn't, and that goes the same with. I don't know who I was just talking to about this.
The NFL is getting unwatchable because of this shit.
Yeah, you want to know what penalty like fucking burns my ass? Is the ineligible guy downfield?
And that's and there's times
you're giving these dudes 2 yards.
Yep.
When they have their back to the play, they don't know what happened. Did the quarterback do an RPO and pull the ball, start to sweep and realize he ain't getting anywhere and try to throw it? Did you know that it was supposed to be a run play and you're supposed to be blocking? Well, then the quarterback holds on to the ball and decides to throw it. Now you're too far downfield. The 2-yard thing, I think, is way too small of a window for that fucking penalty. I think these motherfuckers have way more to look at than that. And sometimes it's a sketchy. Sometimes, dude, we've seen it. Fucking guard pulls. He's 8 yards downfield. He's looking to block somebody, and the play's going the other way, and they're like,
I get that.
Okay, you fucked up, man.
Yeah,
but you're talking, this guy is 3-4 yards off the line of scrimmage, which is not much because you're only supposed to be 2, and you're going to call that tic-tac bullshit. And it goes the same way what you just said. Fucking run to the left, guy on the fucking far end on the right, grabs him inside of his fucking jersey or up underneath the arm, kind of gives him a little tug. Why are you throwing a flag there?
Yeah,
it's irrelevant to the play.
If it's a bootleg to the right and you're calling holding on the left and it's like an automatic fucking first down, it's infuriating. And they're just like, I get wanting to open up. I get wanting to have like a 54 to 48 score. I get that. It's fine. But do you think right now with the talent that the NFL has, with how fast everybody is, do you think the scores are that much if you don't let some contact happen down the field? I don't see it. I don't see where the game's going to suffer at all. It's just it's becoming unwatchable. And even for teams that I don't even give a fuck about, I just have the game on. I'm like, this is just stupid. It's just stupid.
And the other thing is now the roughing the passer. You can't come down with your full weight.
There's no possible way.
I get it if it's 2 steps.
Egregious.
Egregious. Again, that's a great word.
Thank you.
Great usage there. Egregious. I get it if it's that. There's so many of these guys that are trying to change their game when they just last night. Who was I watching? Dale Seattle.
Yep.
Dude had Prescott wrapped up years ago. Tweet in the grasp. Plays over. We're protecting the quarterback.
They got rid of that.
Fucking dancer, dude was pulling him in 8 different directions. Had him wrapped up for 4 seconds. Prescott dips out, throws down the sideline, first down, and they're like, "What do we do at this point?" And these guys are 300 pounds. A lot of these motherfuckers can move. You used to think about it back in the day when they were 300 pounds. They were all fat. They just didn't move.
Dude,
now these motherfuckers can run down people. And
there was a dude.
Your
he
job is
was
to eat the quarterback's asshole.
He was 340 and he caught Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He caught him. He didn't impact the play. Josh Allen still got out of bounds or whatever. But like the dude is 6'7", 340, and ran and cut Josh Allen off at an angle. Like that dude was humming. You mean to tell me when that guy gets a full clip, gets past his block, and in 1.5 steps has to hit a quarterback and not fall on the fucking guy? That's impossible.
Penn State, Michigan. Kenneth Grant, defensive lineman. 6'3", 339.
Huge dick.
Absolute mountain of a dude. Play comes up the gut. He gets in the middle of the shit, grabs a piece of the fucking running back. Running back dips his shoulder, sneaks through, takes off. Kenneth Grant turns around. 6'3", 339 pounds. Runs down that running back and tackles him. Gets there before the linebackers. Gets there before the safeties and the corners. 6'3", 339. That is a big motherfucker who just ran down a top caliber college running back.
Yeah.
From behind after he already hit contact. So these guys are fucking coming full blast, and their job is to literally eat the quarterback's asshole. You just want to tackle that guy. Now all of a sudden you can't put your body weight on him. So now you have to change the way you're falling to the ground to protect the quarterback. But you can hurt yourself, break a fucking wrist because you're trying not to come down on them.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah.
I hate it. The NFL's everybody's like by 2030 it's going to be two-hand touch. And I hate to say it, I don't think it's going to be far off from.
Well, I saw somebody show. They did the clip on. I think his name was Leonard Marshall. The guy who hit Joe Montana in 1990 playoffs against, it was Giants 49ers. So they basically ended Montana's career in San Fran. That dude was on the ground, got tripped, fell down again, still got up, and ate Joe Montana's lunch.
Yep.
Right? Probably one of the hardest hits on any quarterback in NFL history, right? He would be suspended and fined and whatever. And it was there was no helmet to helmet. There was no anything. It was just a really hard fucking hit.
Yeah.
And nowadays he would just be thrown out. And I get wanting to protect these guys. I get like when you have people that are inherently special, like Tom Brady, you have Drew Brees, you have these guys that like it's furthering the NFL's caliber by having these guys play week in and week out.
Yeah.
But you can't have so many specific things that protect these guys because sooner or later they learn how to manipulate the game to fuck the rules, you know? And that's what happened with Josh Allen the other day. You know, Josh Allen got it was
touched.
Well, hold on. You could say within the rules, he took 2.5 steps and hit Josh Allen, which is to me is stupid.
Definition of hit. He didn't hit him. He touched him.
And it wasn't helmet to helmet.
He like LeBron and went down. And then he laid on the ground. He threw his hands up, and the ref threw the fucking flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh Allen is an anomaly. Dude, 6'4", 240. That hit barely touched him. It is a ref. I would have fucking went over to him. I said, "You do it again, you're getting a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct."
But here's the thing, though.
Stop
like
your shit,
when you
LeBron.
Hold on. When you take a guy like Joe Burrow, who's not as big as Josh Allen, and he gets hit like that, it's going to be a little bit different than Josh Allen getting hit. So it's like I get where they have to scale the rules to make sure everyone's fine, but that was certainly a flop by Josh Allen. It was certainly a flop. But how many other times does somebody like Josh Allen get hit and not fall down, and Joe Burrow does fall down, and Joe Burrow does get the call? You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like these guys have a cakewalk trying to officiate the fucking games. They don't.
I would never want to be one.
No. But like, you have to have like. There's no. I think the only way to fix the game right now, sure, protect the quarterbacks, keep everything with quarterbacks fine. Sure, you got to fall funny, you got to do that. All that kind of shit's fine. But if you throw a deep ball, Hail Mary, if they officiated Hail Mary passes like they did on a random 3rd and 1,
pass play. Yeah,
it's pass interference every fucking time. But they never do.
Shit show down there. No.
So if you call pass interference on 3rd and 1 in the first quarter because somebody gets pushed a little bit when the ball's in the air, and then on a Hail Mary, like guys are running in the stands and raping your fucking mom, it makes no fucking sense. There's like no consistency.
No,
just make it consistent.
Yeah, that's it. Make it consistent. Keep it the same for everybody, every week. Every game, and you'd be all right. But I think the NFL, the refs are having a bad year this year, and it's just not the Bills. I mean,
and last year was a bad year too.
Last night's game, fucking one drive that the Cowboys had, 6 penalties by fucking the Seahawks. 6 in one drive. There was just laundry on the field every time. I'm like, these guys are just having a bad game.
Seahawks had almost 300 yards in penalties.
Yeah.
And Dallas had like 130. Yep. Now, let's just say, like, from a blanket NFL fan, right? So you had 500 and 10 yards in penalties. When an average NFL team doesn't get 500 yards in general. There's 3 teams on the field every time.
Yeah. Yep.
It sucks. It sucks. Yeah, so Phildo, just so you know, Daryl knows how to spell segue. Segue.
All right, there's a fuck ton of shit we didn't talk about, but it's midnight, and I have to.
And what are you doing tomorrow?
Driving to Indianapolis. First thing in the morning with my teenage daughter.
Nice.
I don't know how this is going to go.
You're going to get in the car and you're going to drive.
Yeah. It sucks because Chris is not with me. We can't road beer it the whole way.
Sure.
I have a teenage daughter who's going to have to stop and pee. And we got to eat lunch. I mean, it's a 7.5 hour straight shot. To stop and get gas.
Call it 9.
Stop
Easy
pee.
9.
It's going to be 9. So I want to be out of here by like fucking 8 ish. Because there's a huge fan fest thing at 4, and I'd like to get her to that so she can experience that. So we got to pack.
So
I
you're
got to
going
pack.
And they're playing Iowa State
No.
or Iowa?
No,
Iowa. Tough game.
No.
Tough game.
So Big Ten championship tomorrow. I already text Alba. I'm like, yo, this was probably the biggest game you're gonna go to. You better fucking thank your mom for doing this last minute, because Chris and I just joked about it today. We went to lunch and I'm like, what do you think that it's? Just ask Alba, hey, I'm going to Big Ten championship. What do you think if like me and her went?
It's huge.
I mean, you wouldn't go because you'd have to drive and whatever. I go, I would. I go, what do you think she's like, ask her. Well, she's in school, so I text her. And YES, giant letters. So I picked her up from school today. She's like, so are we going? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Mommy and I were just bullshit. We're just trying to figure out. I mean, are you in on Michigan sports? Is this a thing? I mean, I know you enjoy going to the game once a year with us and sitting in the front row and getting all the perks. I go, but
awesome.
Are you in? And she's like, yeah, I'm in. And I'm like, just you and me. That's it. We got to be in the car for 7.5 hours with each other. 2 may enter, 1 may leave. So, like, and she's like, can we listen to music? She sounds just fucking like you. Can we listen to music with words?
Yeah.
What? So apparently nobody likes my fucking EDM music, but fuck her.
Well,
whatever.
I mean,
so we'll listen to Snoop all the way. I don't give a shit.
Just so you know, it's not that I don't appreciate your your affinity for that kind of music. It just like it doesn't hit all the time. I like words. Sure.
Too. A lot of, I mean, some of the songs I like don't have words. Some of them, most of them do. 85% of the songs that I rock with EDM music have words.
Okay. Do me a favor. Next week, I'm gonna pull. I want you to send me your top EDM songs with words, and I'll read those words.
Okay.
Okay. And then we'll just see
if
the words have meaning. They have
words. That's all that matters. They have words. What the words are doesn't matter. You listen
to it does.
Voice, fucking mush mouth, marble mouth, cat mouse.
Yeah, sold more albums than any band you can name. So
and I keep telling you, they fucking EDM the shit out of that fucking Wonderwall song. And it came across the other day. I was like, oh, what a sick beat. And I figured out what it was. I'm like, skip and thumb down.
Welcome.
Fuck you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But yeah, I got to go to bed.
All right.
Are we going to do this next weekend?
Yeah, dude. I'm in.
I'll be here. Nothing to do.
Cool. Keep.
And then you're in town the week after, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, we might be doing something else that week. I'll be in town, but we might need to be somewhere else to do something else. You and I. Winky face. So.
Yeah.
So
we'll discuss that. You guys are gonna be happy, I think.
All right, cool.
If we do it.
All right, guys. We'll get out of here.
I love you.
Stay new to your pets.
Yes, hello. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Have fun at work tomorrow.
Good luck tomorrow. Kind of trap game.
This is why I hate you so much. Don't worry, I kept the receipt.